he came up to me again. He was like, I'm sorry, I know you said no, but so the next block, I was like kind of regretting because I felt like he was so polite with me. He was like asking nicely, you know. So I felt like I've always wanted to talk to a flasher or exhibitionist. I never got the chance, and now like I felt like he could be the only shot with me. So the next block, he came up to me again. He was like, I'm so sorry, lady, but like I'm just really horny and I want you to look at my dick and I want to beat it out and I just want to like go home and have a rest, you know? I was like, sorry, I don't really want to look at your dick, but can we like talk?
What the fuck is going on in this world, man?
And he was like, okay, sure, what do you want to talk about? I was like, nothing with your genital, but like I want to like have a conversation with you. And then like we were just like standing by the side of the road. It's like -5 degrees out there. It's like super cold, and just like talking under the tree by the road. And I asked him. The first thing is that I've met a fair share amount of exhibitionists in my life because like being a woman, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, so most people get off or get turned on when they like see the scary look from a woman, from a random woman.
It's like a power thing.
Yeah.
Right?
They see all those random women passersby looking scared, looking frantic when they see their dick, you know. So I asked him, is it how you get off? He said no, not really. He was like and then he started to tell me his life story. He told me that he never like had sex before, but he's 30 something right now, and he's got a really good life in this big city in China. He's bought his own house, he's bought his own car, and he's got this really decent accounting job in the national like owned company in China. So it's pretty steady, and he could never land on a woman. And he told me that he had this girlfriend in university, and he couldn't really like have anything intimate with her because the only thing she allowed him to do with her is holding her hand, not even kiss, not even like French kiss or whatever. And he told me that when he was a kid, when he was like 12 in junior high, because there's a part in China, it's like close to Russia, and you know, like Northeast China. They used to be a really big city, really developed city there because all those factories, you know, airplane, like spaceship, you know, all those things were manufactured there. And then later on, the government just abandoned the city, the province. So everybody was laid off, everybody was having this miserable life, and like husbands would take their wife to their jobs, you know, like have their wives working as sex worker, and the husband would just like wait outside, you know. It was really fucked up. So he grew up during those periods. And he went to the junior high. He was like those normal student, kind of nerdy. And then one day, there's like huge school gang. He was kidnapped by the school gang, and he was kept in this warehouse. He was like sodomized. He was raped in the ass. He was bullied. He was beaten up. And then police came. They cracked down this school gang, but they took all those gangsters into the juvie. But they took him too because they feel like, okay, so if you're not part of the rival gang, why would they keep you here? They feel like he must be like part of it. And then he was taken into juvie. He was like also raped, like even harder. They made him eat shit, like cum and pee, you know, all of it. And they raped him with a broomstick.
So the moral of the story is?
And after another week in the juvie, so like 2 whole weeks of getting like raped, you know, and bullied and all that shit, physically abused, he was rescued, and his family didn't really ask about it. Like nobody gave a shit. And then after that, he was all fucked up. he could never like have any normal physical or emotional relationship with any woman, but he was like so craving for it. And like being like on the street during midnight asking random women about like, do you want to see my dick, is like his only way of interacting with a woman. And then I asked him, so like, have you ever tried going to a therapist? Right? Like that's like my normal reaction. And he was like, no, don't ever do that. Because like, to be honest, in China it's still like really underdeveloped.
Yeah.
And he went to a therapist and he told me they put, well, after he told them about like how he got off, all those psychiatrists or therapists, they said like, you're perverted, we're gonna put you on shock therapy.
Shock. Dude, that's so old.
Yeah.
Primitive shit.
Because like he didn't go to the public hospitals, he went to those private hospitals, and they put him on shock therapy, and like he was like, he couldn't control his shit or urine, all of that. So he was also like abused again when he was in his 20s.
So yeah. That's really empathetic of you.
Yeah, and then in the end, because like we had a really long conversation, I asked him like, do you know your action is gonna actually do a lot of trauma and harm to all those women, you know? Like you wouldn't make them feel safe, even though you ask them politely, nicely, I'm special, but like if you do this without a woman, even though you don't show your dick, they're still gonna get traumatized over it. He said, I know that now. And I asked him, like, would you do it again? He said, no. And then in the end, he was like, oh, I feel like you're an angel. He said that to me. And the thing is, like, when he was telling me about his experience with the psychiatrist, he was like, humor is so evil. Don't ever trust anybody. Like, don't do this again with me. Like, what you are doing right now with me, don't talk to strangers, especially like some perverts like me. He was like telling me that. And like all of that, after all of that was finished, I was like, okay, I gotta go back now. Like it's like 2 or 3 in the morning already. And like we said goodbye. The thing is that after I said goodbye with him, we parted ways, and then he came up to me again. He was like, I just really wanna get it out tonight. Can you just like keep on walking? And I wanna beat it out. When I look at
Fucking guys,
like,
they're always gonna be guys.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, hold me
Let's
this
get
shit, guys.
that
Hold me.
nut.
I ain't fucking
Yeah,
on
guys
this
gotta
shit.
get that nut.
That shit is, yeah, well, fair enough from that.
yeah, and he was like,
But
can you
actually-
just like keep on walking? And I wanna look at you leaving and like come. I was like, okay,
Same shit.
sure, whatever, just like do it. And then I heard him
Did you do a
coming.
little sexy walk? Did you try to
No,
walk sexy
it was
for him?
winter. I was like in the overcoat, whatever. But like he came, I heard him like moaning and stuff like that, and like his bike like riding away. And then I went back and like I saw like his cum like in this little puddle on the street.
Wait, oh my god.
But the thing is that like when we were talking and I was smoking, he was smoking, I ran out of a cigarette and I asked him for one more. And the way he was trying to hand it to me was like so careful, like he was trying his best to avoid any physical contact with me. Yeah, so